Welcome back. You're listening to the Home and Health Show here on WMUZ 103.5 The Light. I'm Chris Ayotte, your host this morning. Thank you so much for joining us on your Saturday morning. We're joined by our friend and guest, Kaylajoy. Kayla is known as the HVAC Barbie. She's the owner and operator of RC Heating and Cooling. I'm guessing your favorite color is pink, Kayla?
It is. It really is. And I don't know why. It used to be purple when I was younger, and I don't really understand how the switch happened, but there's so many different varieties of pink, and I love all of them, and it just makes me happy. I wake up and I see pink on my covers, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a good day.
And you make a lot of customers happy. In fact, we're going to be talking about some of the customer testimonials later in the show, but let's get back to some of the tips for homeowners to think about to address some of the common mistakes they make when maintaining or not maintaining their HVAC system in their homes.
So as we know that we need to change our filters. That is always the first common mistake and the first thing that we forget because we get busy. But other things that we can do to help maintain our system is using a programmable thermostat so that we don't have to put strain on our units by, husband going up 3 and wife going down 4 and back and forth for comfortability. We can have that set so we know, okay, when I get home, it's going to be 70 degrees. I want my house to be at 69. It takes a load off of you in general as the homeowner. Just program it, preset it, and let it go. And you know that you're going to be comfortable because you're setting it yourself. You're programming it.
And you can help homeowners who may not be familiar with how to do that, or maybe they don't have a programmable thermostat.
Yeah, so every time that we go into a house, we have that 21-point checklist that I do just for the maintenance, but we also do it in the form of the thermostat, educating the customer on that. If they don't have one, we offer to replace it. Just peace of mind and making sure that they are, maintaining their system and getting enough energy savings out of their system to save money as well. So it all goes hand in hand, and my guys will walk you through programming it, or they'll do it for you and show you how to fix it or go up or down on a Saturday. Or if you're going on vacation and you're like, okay, I'm going on vacation, why waste energy at keeping my house at 72? It's okay in the summer to keep it as low, as you want, or turn it off in the summer, save some energy if you're going on vacation for a week. So we'll show you how to do all that when we're there for the maintenance, or even just a basic service call. They'll make sure that they're checking your thermostat so that it's working for you.
Yeah. So in addition to filters and programmable thermostats, what are some other tips to keep in mind, especially for homes, for example, that may have poor insulation?
Poor insulation is insulation you need in your house. If you've ever driven down a street during Christmas and there's snow on the roofs and there's one roof that has no snow on it, and you're like, oh, I wonder, you never really put 2 and 2 together. They have no insulation. All of their heating is going outside.
Oh, boy.
So the more insulation that you have, which is why there's standards now, the better you are in keeping the heat and cooling inside of your home. So insulation is definitely necessary. And the first question I ask people when they call me, have you had new windows installed recently? Because if you have the old wooden ones that have one pane, you're going to lose. It's a hole in your wall, whether it's a brand new one or an old one. But there is better ones now, more efficient ones that are insulated themselves. And then have you had new insulation added in the last 5 years? Because you can downsize your furnace and air conditioner if it's oversized, which they used to be oversized back in the day when they made houses. They always thought bigger was better, but it's not. And so insulation is key in keeping the heat and cool inside of your home to keep you comfortable. So that is a big deal. And making sure that the insulation is where it needs to be. It's not, it needs to breathe as well, just like your furnace. And then making sure that your ductwork where your heat and cooling is going through is sealed properly and there's no holes anywhere in the duct system, downstairs in the basement or the attic, wherever your ductwork may be.
And you'll look at that when you come to do your inspections.
Yes, because that is key to keeping you comfortable. The whole point of doing our maintenance is kind of giving you a report card and telling
Nice.
you, hey, your system's working great, but here's some other ways that you can save some money and save, the heat from escaping or the air from escaping so that the room at the end of the hallway can stay, warm or cold during each season.
How important is that, especially given rising prices right now, the inflation, the cost of gas, the cost of food, the cost of energy? So any way that homeowners can save money, Kayla, I know is going to be key. You know what's interesting? You mentioned the ductwork. When I go down into the basement and I'm looking at the ductwork, there are these little levers that I guess can channel the flow of the air or modulate, where air goes in different places in the house. Some rooms may not even be used, so some people just close the register, but I'm not really sure that's the best way to do it. There are other ways to channel the air where you want it to go, correct?
Yeah, so those are dampers inside the ductwork downstairs, the levers on the main trunk line. So the airflow, if you're not using a room all the way at the end, say it's a study or your kid's off to college, you can shut that damper so the air is being forced back to where you are sitting in your home or sleeping in your home, and then it's going out of those registers so that you're more comfortable, and then your thermostat is being satisfied during that time, and you're using less energy. So I know you talked about the rising cost. I actually seen a statistic come through. The groceries food has gone up 21% in the last 2 years. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
That is so much. And
especially if you're on a budget to begin with.
Yes.
Now you're paying more.
Yes, it's crazy. Inflation is here and it's going to stay. So if I can save you money by just helping you use less energy in your home and make it more efficient for you, I'm going to do that all day long. All day long.
Well, it's really important. And these are things that I think a lot of homeowners just either forget about or don't think about, because you want to feel warm in the rooms that you use as opposed to keeping some rooms warm that you don't use. So again, this is another way to think about how to maintain your system, how to manage the airflow in your house.
Mm-hmm. And if you're not using a specific room during the summer, the registers that are on your floor, you can shut those as well. So in my home, I have a bathroom that I don't necessarily use all of the time, so I shut that register because I keep the door open, so the other registers in the kitchen area will keep it warm or cool when it needs to be. And then another thing on that as well is I had a customer call me the other day and say, I do use this room at the end of the hallway and it's so cold or it's so warm. And I said, okay, so how are your registers in that room? And she says, well, I only have one. And it's not uncommon. Older homes, they didn't have, calculations that said that they needed to have a register under every window. And I said, okay, well, where is the register? She's like, well, it's on my wall across from my bed. Okay, that's no problem. Why don't we come check it out? Make sure that your ductwork is sealed, your dampers are open, and your register is open as well, and it's not broken underneath. So we go there, and her dresser's on top of it. So it's stopping the airflow from going anywhere. It's just sitting on top of, it's going under the dresser and going right back down into the ductwork. So it's not heating or cooling her room. So
did she have any idea? Or she just forgot?
No, she knew it was there. She didn't know. She didn't know that it was, under your dresser, you have a 1 inch or 2 inch gap there. She thought that was enough. But she didn't know that it needs to be completely open and try and keep anything really away from it so that your air can come up and spread throughout the room. So it's just another thing that, she had no idea. My guys helped her move the dresser off of it and told her, just keep it away from it. And then she's like, oh my gosh, it's so much warmer in here. And it's just common little mistakes like that, but also things that when we come to do maintenance, we see this and we, help you fix it.
Well, and we'll get into some other things to look for, especially as we start transitioning into the warmer months of the year here in Michigan. But just so that our listeners understand, you have some maintenance plans that you're offering, Kayla, from RC Heating and Cooling for as low as $22 a month with your performance maintenance plan. What's so good about this is it includes 2 visits per year, a 21-point safety inspection. You get a 1-year parts replacement warranty. You get great response time. Not that you don't respond well to everyone who calls, but that's part of the maintenance plan. And then you have this purchase accrual program. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I want to make sure that your units are running for as long as possible. So I'm going to give you a credit back on your account, $50, $100, $150, depending on the plan that you choose, and you can use it later.
Towards a repair or a replacement.
Correct.
Wonderful. Well, folks, you need to call RC Heating and Cooling. Take advantage of this great offer on the maintenance plan, or maybe you have some questions regarding your AC unit or your furnace. They're in business to keep you happy in your home, and they want to see your systems, well, live as long as possible. That's what they do at RC Heating and Cooling. You can learn more at rcheatcool.com or call Kayla and her team today at 586-991-5990. That's 586-991-5990. We'll continue here on the Home and Health Show on WMUZ 103.5 The Light, Detroit made Bible strong.